We're live a little early, a minute early. So we'll start the show. Okay. Okay. Shows us is live. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. I hope you're sleeping well. And again, one of the things I want to make sure that I hit on early and often is you can only control what you can control. Much of what is happening out there, outside of your door, is outside of your control. Let it go. Get all that weight off your shoulders. Stop carrying it around. Stop wearing it. You don't want the attention? Stop wearing it. And I'm specifically talking about, like, if you're letting the weight of this administration wear you down, stop wearing it. I also heard, if you don't want the attention, stop wearing it. And that was because I wore t-shirts that had sayings on them as a child. And either it was a hit, it was a bop, everybody loved it, shirt was tight, way to go, Jared, or I got fucking made fun of and was unhappy. And my art teacher said, Jared, if you don't want to hear it, stop wearing it. He also told the girls that when they were dressed inappropriately, so I completely understand if your gut reaction to that was, holy shit, Jared. Yeah. Mr. Farrand. He contains multitudes. He was like a really smart man that every now and then said really dumb shit. You had to call him out for it, and then he would just be like, I'm fallible, like I'm a human. So the first thing I want to say this morning, because I think good news is the best news. Sorry. Nancy Pelosi is getting primaried. So, by one of AOC's former aides. So if you needed a little kick in your step this morning, something to just be like, hell yeah. We are live on YouTube and Clapper until tomorrow, or maybe Sunday. I can't remember if it's the 8th or 9th. We got banned for talking about... I'm trying to remember what we were talking about. Anyway. Hey, good morning. All right, so first thing I saw this morning, Nancy Pelosi's getting primaried. And that's actually a lie. The first thing I saw was fucking Justin Trudeau saying he's a fucking Zionist. Yeah, I did a fucking spit take too. What the fuck? I'm also in the same breath. I want to make sure I say this. And I try not to say this very often. I'm concerned as to whether or not that was an AI. It is such a shitty video for 2025 in terms of video quality. I'm not giving Justin Trudeau any goddamn space. So I don't want anybody to be like, holy shit, you're fucking taking up for Zionists. No. If it's real and that's what he said, fuck him. Up front, fuck him. But the video's awful. And you're just like, is that a fucking AI fake of Justin Trudeau calling himself a Zionist and saying, like, no one should feel afraid calling himself a Zionist? And so I'll go find it. We'll share it. We'll talk about it. I don't want that to be true. I want it to be fake. Yeah, it's already off the fucking front page. I figured. We just got the only thing I'd said is off rip. Control what you can control. Much of what is going on outside your home, you have no hand in. And that's not an insult to you. I'm not saying like you didn't do shit with your life and there's a reason that what happens outside your door you don't have much impact in. That's not what I'm saying. I could if I was a dickhead. But much of what goes on outside your door, much of what is happening, you can't do anything about. Um, Life is the greatest story ever told. I will tell you, I'm thrilled. Uh, and I know like people suffer and like all that shit. Yeah, yeah, it looks like a deep fake. So hey, I want to make sure if it's real and he's a Zionist, fuck him. But I want to say that was a fake. And do you see how I'm like conflicted? Well, on the one hand, I'm okay with people fleshing themselves out, right? And becoming fully realized characters in this great story that is life. The thing that you can control is what your character does. Your life is literally a video game. You can't really interact with what's happening, right? You just are watching the greatest story ever told. You just don't know how it ends. That's the trouble is we have this expectation and up to now that expectation's not been met. Okay. Yeah. See? I've made myself feel smart already. I'm good. We could stop the show now. I watched that video this morning of Justin Trudeau and I was just like, God, that is terrible quality. That looks awful fake. It almost looked like it was looped. Like it was the same clip of him speaking looped twice. Anyone seen Kamala's quick video last night isn't about a book. No. Hey, listen, man. Listen, man. I had to turn off. There's certain people I had to stop listening to. Okay? There's certain people I had to stop listening to. Hey, if you wondered what Blue Anon looks like, it's my unread box. I promise. There are some motherfucking delusional people out there. Okay? Is about a book about sunshine or something. Okay? I gotta put music on. I'm fucking stressing. I was fucking sweating getting out of bed this morning. Like Justin Trudeau outed himself as a fucking Zionist. And in my head, I'm like, am I really the only halfway decent white man left? Like, like what the fuck? Sorry to yell. Oh, Jesus Christ. Man. Let's play war. Play war. Play war. I'll get you settled down, Jared. Why did I pushed play and then pushed the back button? All right. So let's get this shit slower rolling, okay? First off, rip, Nancy Pelosi's getting fucking primaried by one of AOC's former aides. Fucking 10 Democrats voted to censure Al Green. If you ever needed a sign, a daily sign, why the American Socialist Party and its leadership need to be prominent media figures, need to be someone with a daily live podcast where they're willing to sit down, talk about what's actually happening that like a lot of people are going to be talking about and actually deliver their thoughts. Tell you, I watched this video, I'm pretty sure it was a fake, be aware, right? Like, hey, you need leadership like this. Not the president, not elected officials, somebody that's just like a prominent I fucking starting the American Socialist Party. I'm going to sit here and tell you like Nancy Pelosi getting primaried by AOC's aide is fucking gorgeous. The sign that the American Socialist Party needs to exist um, is 10 Democrats voting to censure Al Green. I'm just saying, I don't even know none of them motherfuckers. I'm my concern was if Justin Trudeau comes out as a Zionist, is Hakeem Jeffries next? Do you get it? Man. I was Hey, if you ever needed a reason the American Socialist Party should exist, it's so some party leadership can come out and say it's fucking deplorable that Democrats would vote to censure the only person in their entire party who had the nuts to stand up and speak out against Donald Trump at his State of the Union address. You goddamn right. The black man with a cane who struggles to walk rose. Censured by his own? Scallywags. I was thinking about it this morning. We need a pro worker, pro union, pro equality, socialist party that is for workers, for union members, for the teachers, for the police, for firefighters, right? Think about veterans. Think about all the big groups of people that socialists want to look out for. We want to ensure veterans benefits. We want to assure the safety of our women and their right to reproductive health. We want to make sure our LGBTQIA plus and however many letters you want to add, my LGBTQI friends, I'll fucking add them. I'll say that shit too. Doesn't offend me at all. That is no sweat off my back. It does absolutely nothing for me. I'm happily married to a woman. She has a vagina. I'm just throwing that out there. But I can't leave my fucking house. I cannot leave my house and go to Indianapolis, the city I've lived in for 20 fucking years. I can't leave my house without running into someone that don't look like me. Can't do it. I got black neighbors. I got neighbors that aren't native English speakers. I got scared fucking neighbors. That's why the American Socialist Party should exist, because I don't need to live in a neighborhood where my neighbors are scared. I don't want to live here. I want to live somewhere where I know my neighbors and they're not afraid to leave their fucking houses. I had to take the fucking car battery out of my car because I'm pretty sure someone was trying to steal it. I'm mad today. Sorry. But yeah, I saw a video of Justin Trudeau coming out as a Zionist. Again, I want to head that off and say I'm pretty sure that was a deep fake. I have someone in my comments, Kel Mater, and she said she went and watched it and she thinks it's a deep fake too. So I think that's going to be the biggest story of the day. And I don't want it to be real. I want with all of the good parts of my body, I want to say Justin Trudeau is a good man. Has he made some bad fucking decisions? Probably. Probably. I make bad decisions all the fucking time. I'm pretty sure I sat in a meeting last week at work where they said, don't take a break the last hour of your shift. And I try to take my last break at I get off at 9. So I try to take my last break at 7:44 so that I'm back on the clock when the turn of the hour hits, when the new flow of calls comes. And I got a call and I sold it and I took my last break after 8 p.m. Now, am I going to get in trouble? No, because I closed. I closed the deal because that's what I do, right? No. So what happened was I went to go start my car the day before 2 days before the March 4th protest. And I went out to get the mail knowing I needed to start my car because it's wintertime. You just want to start it and let it run every now and then, right? Well, I'm getting ready to drive it, so I'll start it a couple days before I got to drive it. I'm a Eagle Scout. You try to make decisions that are like good, right? Well, I went to get the mail. Normally, when I walk back from the mailbox, I go on the right side of my car, the passenger side. What am I paying attention to my car for? I knew I needed to start it, so I was like, I'm gonna go check the driver's side of my car, right? So I go to get the mail, I come back along the driver's side, and I catch that the door is ajar. And immediately I'm like, fuck, the door's ajar. And I go, and as soon as I go to open it, when I look, there's this cheap plastic trim on the door, and it's chipped off. And I thought, I mean, it's really cheap shit. So it's a 10-year-old vehicle. It just went through a winter, fucking whatever. And I opened the door, the paint's all chipped inside the door, like somebody was trying to jimmy in the door. And the only thing I could think in my head wasn't this shit unlocked? And that's when I realized the door handle's not broken, the radio's not missing, and I can tell you exactly what happened. I worked in armed security for a decade. They went to break in my car, went to jimmy the door, and opened it with their hand on the doorknob because they're a fucking idiot. And then they died of humiliation and fucking left because they didn't take anything. Every sports ball that exists pretty much is in my trunk. I have fucking discus in my trunk. A brand new basketball, brand new football, softball gear. Like, I'm an athlete. I'm a coach. That's what I do. I got a phone call about being a head coach, by the way. We might be on the move. By the way. I'm throwing that out there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I got a call. Tri-County High School, Northwest Indiana, on the other side of Lafayette, between Lafayette and Chicago. Tri-County. I don't even know their mascot, but I'm in communication with their athletic director. He reached out to me and said, I want to talk to you about being our head coach. I know, right? No. That doesn't mean that I'm going to do it. It doesn't mean that I'm going to do it, but it fucking feels good. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it. Fucking feels good, baby. Oh, I'm him. I'm him. You don't want me. Can you imagine me being a positive influence on like an entire community's athletes? Teaching them that like this thing is wildly important, baby. Protect this at all costs, right? Do your little athlete shit. Your grades is what really fucking matters. Your relationship with your peers and your parents is what really matters, right? Whether we win or not in football, oh my God, you wouldn't even fucking believe how much hard work that involves. And I'm going to be here for that, right? Every fucking morning I'll be here. I'm going to outwork you physically at 40. You have to keep up with me. Yeah? But along the way, I'm going to push you academically. I want the next Rhodes Scholar. I want the astronaut. I want, you know what I mean? Like, we want, as coaches, so bad our kids to be like college athletes and NFL players. And you would not fucking believe who the aliens are? Pro athletes. Are you fucking kidding me? They're humongous. Like, I always think it's funny when you watch Steph Curry play basketball, you think he's small. He's taller than me. He's bigger than me. I'm a big fucking dude. He's bigger than me. You know, I used to run security and bartend at the Indy 500. And one year because I was wearing the Miller Lite onesie one year. I had like sunglasses and I know y'all went to the Indy 500 and you partied in the infield at the Miller Lite tent and you saw me in sunglasses with a cowboy hat and a fucking one-piece Miller Lite, the driver's suit. And I went to take pictures with Dominican Sue. Okay. Now I'm 6'4", 240. You know, then when I met him, I was probably 250. And I was playing men's league basketball, men's league flag football, men's league, played co-ed softball. Okay. I went up to take pictures with him. He's twice as wide as me. In the shoulders, doggy. Twice as wide as me. He was frightening. I was just like, holy shit. Yeah. I got to, when I first came home for the Marine Corps, the Colts were nice to me. That sounds so weird to say in hindsight. But I spent like 5 seasons on the sidelines for every Colts game, just walking around. Like in the back, like milling in the back, practically in the stands for like 5 years. Um, and you'd go to shake someone's hand, and like I have normal hands, I think. I have like normal people hands. Okay? These paws, these absolute fucking mitts that you have to kind of have to like play at that level. And so once you've been, and again, I get it, there's this thing about how like you got to play in the league to like coach in the league. Nah, you just have to have the right perspective. For a high school coach, I can tell a kid 99% of you will not play professionally. Every one of you is going to work professionally. It just is what it is. Your whole life is fucking work and then you die. Baby, if you don't get on that shit while you're young, goddamn, being an adult's going to be rough for you. Hey, I worked 2+ jobs my whole fucking life with the full expectation I'd never retire. You think I'm not putting that on a kid? You think I'm not putting that on a young kid right now? You think I'm telling him like everything's gonna be okay? You can just take your fucking time? Wrong, wrong, wrong. Whatever you fucking love, baby, you better take a full swing at that. Right? Whatever you decide you love. And the problem is kids' vision, everybody's love is different. And that's what's hard about being a coach, is trying to figure out, is their love even appropriate or good? Right? Is whatever they're passionate about, is it good? So, because that's what the trouble is. A lot of young men, it's pussy, right? Like when you're fucking Jesus Christ. I was having conversations with grown men at 35 that I was just like, holy fuck, we're still talking about this shit. From fucking middle school on, it's about pussy. Why I ain't getting none, all that shit. I never fucking was crying about pussy, but like definitely have had plenty of conversations with grown men my age from as long as I can fucking remember about their inability to get bitches. Now, since I know that about these kids, like I already know that they're like dating, they're fuck, man. They redirect your fucking energy, right? Work out so that you have the energy to be around your SO. Tell me I'm lying, right? Telling them wear fucking protection, don't have fucking kids, don't make these stupid ass mistakes that kids did when I was young, man. Ruin their fucking lives. You know, keep your nose on the grindstone, right? Go to the gym, lift weights, focus on sports and your education. Worry about dating and shit later. Worry about that later. Focus on this now, right? And we'd be moving from Indianapolis to like Boondocks, Northwest Indiana. So I'm fucking thrilled. I'm fucking thrilled. If there's anything that I want, it's to lose my hearing because of a marching band. Did you catch that? Like if there's anything that I like long for, it's like I standing on the sideline watching the marching band. Oh, went deaf. Perfect. Perfect. Because I actually got jacked the fuck up when I was in high school because of the marching band, because of cheerleaders. Like I could hear them, and I was actually like a good player. And when you're like a good fucking athlete, they're fucking cheering for you, dipshit, right? So when for the record, there's video of this. When I would score a touchdown in high school, I just flip the ball to the referee and just run to the stands. It's where all my family was, all my friends are, right? And slap hands, right? And then get yelled at by a coach. Get back across the fucking track, Malak. Like, okay. And then run back over there, and they just bat me on the head or some shit. You know what I mean? So you're not supposed to fucking whatever. Fuck you. Give me the ball. God damn it. What was funny about this is I never was like that. I was not like that. I wasn't like a give me a ball person. I was just like lucky to fucking get to play. Um, when I was in college and Joe Tiller went to talk to my high school, he was like, "Did you know your senior year? I think I was trying to do the math on that. I I had 77 catches, which is a fucking ton, which is a ton, and I think we played 14 games. I want to say either 14 or 15 games, and he was just like, that's like being the focal point of the offense, the passing offense as tight end. Why didn't we recruit you for that? And I was just like, Justin Heatberg. And so understand one of the reasons that nobody knows who I am and I had no college football career is because Purdue came to recruit one of my classmates and he had a really shitty GPA and they were pissed off that they wasted their time. They were going to invest in Justin Heatberg until they found out that he had like a 2.5 GPA. And that's why I didn't get recruited. They left. My mom made sure that I shook Joe Tiller's hand, but he knew I was going to Purdue. He had no fucking doubt. You have what of a GPA? What was your SAT score? Oh yeah, we're gonna see you at Purdue anyway. And for the record, I told him that I'd never got recruited in high school. Like even Bill Lynch, who was the head coach at Ball State, I was at a Ball State camp the summer before my senior year, and he was just like, "Why ain't we recruiting you?" Yeah, right. And I was like, "Cause I'm going to Purdue." And he was like, "Oh, you're Joe Tiller's problem." Good to go. So yeah, I'll stop talking about me now. If you're not, if you don't have this bookmarked, you should. This is the calendar for March for the resistance. So yesterday started a 40-day Target boycott. So for those of you wondering who's fucking next, Target. 40 days. Okay? 40 days. No Target. Also, starting today, no Amazon for 1 week. Okay? That's in terms of boycotts. Okay? We are 1 week from a national strike. Okay? Yeah. I knew somebody was going to be like, "Motherfucking Target, man." Yeah. Let me explain it to you can clip this and send this to any CEO you want. Um when you are in a position of leadership and you fail to just read the first page of the first chapter of On Tyranny. The chapter 1 is called Authoritarianism. And it says in the first fucking paragraph, do not um, obey in advance. Don't bend the knee, kiss the ring, lick boots. Don't do that shit. When you are in charge and you eliminate DEI programs, you're obeying in advance, kissing the ring, bending the knee, licking boots. Bitch, your stock deserves to crumble. Okay? Okay? So, today, in terms of protest, is the Stand Up for Science protests. Tomorrow is the Women's March. Okay? And look for local protests. Joanne, I worked at Target, and let me explain this to y'all that maybe you don't understand. The same companies make Target and Walmart brand. So the only difference are the same companies make Target and Walmart brand and make most of the I think Costco actually makes their own like Costco brand shit, and then there's Kirkman. Um, but yeah, strike is a week from today, Joanne. Strike is a week from today. If that's possible for you. I'm trying to do it within the confines of the fact that I'm still in a probationary period at a brand new job. And I'm also doing very good. And it's kind of shitty. I hate this timeline. I finally get this really good fucking job. I'm doing really fucking good. Got a goddamn strike next week. God damn it. Hey. Solidarity, I guess. I'll probably stream myself. I'm just so you all know, I get 8 hours of sleep. I go to bed when I get off of work at 9 p.m. I try to do something to cool off. Period. I made it 15 minutes last night before I was like, oh my god, I'm tired. Okay, so I went to bed. I get up in the morning. Taylor will have just walked out the door for work. Okay, I get up, shower, let the dogs out, get coffee, and then I start looking at the news. And I'm starting to figure out anything happened we need to talk about. And I try to keep my nose in it right up until the show starts. So I want to make sure I walk back the whole fucking I don't do pre-show, I don't have notes and shit. No, I got a pretty sharp brain, and what I can do is kind of figure out what are the fucking storylines for the day, things we ought to be yapping about, right? And I came on here and told you there was a fucking deep fake. Apparently, there was a deep fake of Justin Trudeau calling himself a Zionist, saying there's no reason that any Canadian should call themselves a Zionist. Or no, should fear calling themselves being a Zionist. And of course, I watched that and I was like, God, that's such shitty quality. It almost looks like it's looped. If it hits, it hits. And then Nancy Pelosi's getting primaried by one of AOC's former aides. Oh, I can't fucking wait for that shit. And fuck the 10 Democrats that voted to censure Al Green. And what else? What else is there? Oh, one of the ways that you can resist that's a positive thing is donate blood. And my wife and I, we donate platelets. Yeah. And so if you're looking to give back and your money's tight, donate blood. Donate platelets. My wife and I, we use Versity. It takes longer. I sit there for an hour and a half, 2 hours. But here's what I learned, and it drives me to do it, especially as a socialist. I think it's like 70% of platelets go to black burn victims. I think it had something to do with the way I don't know enough, and I feel ignorant speaking on it further. But yeah, something like the majority of the platelets they collect, goes to a burn center. I think, like for people of like African American descent or black skin, I'm guessing. So yeah. Yeah, like they didn't censure MTG when she lashed out and wore a fucking baseball hat. Fuck this whole timeline, man. Yeah, I've donated a lot. I've donated sperm, I've donated blood, I've donated plasma. They used to pay and call you. They used to need plasma so bad they paid for it. Um, there were like organizations like you would go to two different places to donate plasma to be able to do it twice a week, and you could get like $50 to $100 each time you went just to go sit and donate plasma, and they'd pay you money. I don't know about the paying it anymore, so you don't donate with the expectation of getting paid. Um, but Versity, they have rewards, and so it's kind of like your credit card rewards program. If you actually go and do this shit, they give you shit. We've gotten T-shirts. My wife got a bag that she calls like her beach bag. It was like a pretty good quality kind of sack. Um, Gotten like movie tickets. They pay him for sweet. Yeah, I posted that in our Discord. Uh, Kathleen, I sent that to my wife yesterday. Trump sandwich, white bread, lots of bologna, Russian dressing, small pickle. See, I told you. I told you. See, when I tell people like it's the dick jokes, y'all. Keem Jeffries got the most money from AI Pack. He also went on a fucking book tour during all these like nominations and shit. He cozied up with Bezos. He tried to kiss the fucking ring of all these rich billionaires. What do you mean? He hasn't spoken out about all these injustices and shit. Primary, all these motherfuckers, all these pussy ass, bitch ass, do nothing ass, scared ass Democrats. Get them the fuck out of politics. If you're scared, go to church. That's what I say. Like, when did you realize that all the post-apocalyptic shit that you've ever taken in your life that you've always tried to be like that ain't gonna really happen? Needle Dick Nazi and the Unfuckable Five. That's so awesome. Are you ever gonna get to meet your wife? She sounds like a really awesome woman. Well, we usually make content during the NFL season. She is a book nerd. And she plays fucking Sims. Obsessed with fucking. She has spent like she's not allowed to tell me shit about money I spent on video games. She has spent an ungodly amount of money on Sims. And also, what the fuck is up with Gavin Newsom going on Charlie Kirk? What the fuck? Never got into Sims. She is. She's the coolest. She was forward, and most women are not forward. She's got a spine. Most women don't have a spine. She'll, when things are good, things are good. When it's time to get called out, it's time to get fucking called out. I hate this fucking timeline. But all right, so let's talk about Elon Musk. He went on Charlie Kirk. He sat knee to knee with the fucking white supremacist and didn't kill him. Oh, it was Kirk going on Newsom's first podcast. Even fucking worse. Moskowitz, one of the Dems who voted to censure Al Green. Fuck him too. That's why you guys gotta help me build the American Socialist Party. Look it up on Twitter, on Facebook. Obviously, you being here, plenty, right? But yeah, listen. Elon Musk is threatening people because they're mad about Doge cuts. Okay, so Elon Musk threatening people that are mad about Doge cuts. Uh, Dave Min introduced a bill. Okay, okay, to repeal the executive order creating Doge. Doge was sued after Elon Musk used U.S. Marshals to take over an agency. Okay? Bernie Sanders says the Senate should probe Doge and subpoena Musk. Okay? Cool. One of the things that I won't be doing, okay? It's not be it's not because I'm afraid to meet new people. It's because I refuse to change. I am who I am. Right? I have acquiesced to what is just better for everybody. I stopped even caring about what I think. Even. I care more about what is right, what is correct. That's just a better way to live for everyone. When Brian Thompson got murdered and then United Healthcare replaced him, increased their claim denial rate, and their executives are saying the American healthcare system is failing. How can you justify still paying into that? We have we have to socialize medicine or we're all going to die. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Um, I was looking at the cost of houses. It's not sustainable. Housing costs will never go back to where they were when I bought my house. The new CEO, the executive board who remained entirely intact. I'm not saying it's not necessary. You also saw there was another healthcare executive that got their house shut up with like 100 bullets, right? hmm So, like I said, rather than bloodshed, wouldn't you just rather have socialized medicine? Think about the student loans and what happens when and if Donald Trump's able to reverse student loan forgiveness. I actually worked at Sally Mae. I made it 7 months, kids. I got fired from Sally Mae for trying to talk someone out of killing themselves. Full disclosure. I don't know if you knew that I worked at Sally Mae for a little while. Do you know why I got fired? Because I'm not a medical professional. Anyway, I got a phone call to be a manager at a warehouse like within a week. I think Wednesday the next week I was running a warehouse. So it was like whatever. Oh, honey, I reported wire fraud and sat in meetings where they told us they were going to false advertise that I recorded at a company I worked for 5 years, where I went to HR and told them, hey, marketing came and told sales we're false advertising. And they were like, what? And people are fucking lying and taking money over the phone. That's wire fraud. You're lying about the terms with which you take people's money. It's fucking wire fraud. Because it's Indiana, bumfuck Indiana, there's no holding people accountable. Yeah, Sally Mae. Yeah. But yeah. I, even worse, so I got fired from 2 jobs. I forgot. I've been fired from 2 jobs. I was a whistleblower at Defenders or Defender Direct uh, for years, and I got fired. They offered me money. They fired me, and I got a text message. If you'll sign an NDA, we'll give you $7,000. And I said no. Fuck you. I think no. Was it fuck you no or no fuck you? Anyway. Hmm. Right? You're going to reverse student loan forgiveness, stop grants and fellowships. Hey, man, listen. Hey, man, listen. Okay? But I knew shit was fucked in 2018 when I got fired from this place I worked for 5 years. I went to go to the Equal Opportunity Employment Office and complain. And one of the executives at the Equal Opportunity Employment Office is an executive at Defenders. So my claim got squashed and they never called. When I called back in, they didn't have the order number or whatever. Well, clearly, CC, they're trying to destroy everything. I just want to make sure everybody knows he's failing. I just want to make sure we look into a camera and say, "Hey, Donald Trump sucks. His administration sucks. This is the worst fucking timeline, but he's bad, like really fucking bad. He walked back his tariffs. None of his executive orders are sticking. He's ineffective. He's not a good leader." It's sad that we're having this conversation, but I want to make sure somebody says it. He's not doing good. Even for him. And it's not like, yeah, he's just failing. It sucks. Um yeah. Oh yeah. My I was not upset at my manager, but I don't blame her for firing me. I'm a liability. I'm a change agent. Every business I ever go to, I'm the best at that. I'm the best hot shit ever. I get promoted, and then the powers that be realize like, oh, he wants people to do shit the right way and work hard and take care of themselves and shit. We can't have that because it works, and there's not a bunch of hocus pocus. Yeah, it's just that's making his friends rich. when they walk back tariffs and he. Mhm. Oh, and the thing about it is, it's not like anybody's ever talked shit to me, but if someone were to say, like, I can't believe you didn't take down defenders, oh, I won that shit. Let me explain this. Let me explain this. The way the feds work. Within 36 months of my departure of Defenders, the founder of Defenders sold his stake to ADT. Okay? And I'm going to tell you that company profited $1 billion for the better part of a decade per year. Nationwide company putting ADT in everybody's house. I sold the shit over the phone. When I left, I was fourth all time in installs and I wasn't a technician. Pretty goddamn good at my job. Okay? So if I told you that company profited $1 billion for the better part of a decade, and then I ask you, how much do you think he sold it for? I want everybody to guess. The founder of a company, in the last decade he ran it, profited $1 billion a year. How much did he sell it for? You're going to be fucking pissed. I want everybody to listen and guess. It's a good exercise. Oh, come on. Profiting $1 billion a year and you sold it for 3? Come on, no. Come on. Think about what it's worth. What is a company that profits $1 billion a year worth? Billions, right? Billions. Like if I told you that a company profited $1 billion a year for a decade, what's it worth? Yeah. You're going to be pissed. So when you ask me who won that shit, who hit really hard like a fucking Mack truck? Who put the feds on you? That's right. 26 million. And he had a $14 million property that he had to pay off. So really he came away with like 12 mil. Minus taxes, shit, probably 5. Nah, fam. 26 million. He diluted his company's value so much, committed so much wire fraud that they only gave him 20 million. It's not worth shit. It's crazy. So like I said, you want to talk about taking down a fucking billionaire? Dude, I did that shit. I can say it straight in my face. What do you think that shit was worth, son? Nationwide, putting in ADT security systems, profiting $1 billion a year, easy money for over a decade. What do you think it was worth? Billions. What would you pay if you knew it was going to profit $1 billion a year? What would you pay for that? If money were no object, that's a multi-billion-dollar idea, right? Right? Look at Tesla. Took years to profit. Think about it. Think about its value. 26 million. 14 of that went to pay back a loan on his property. Who fucking won that shit? I did. Little poor dude. I'll be poor the rest of my life. I took down someone that was going to be set for life. Mm-hmm. Yep. Instead, eh, eh, you got a few mil off my back. Yeah. When I got there, they had 50 agents. When I left, they had 1,500 and I was in charge of 500. Don't tell me I didn't build that shit. And my team did it right. And my team won every fucking competition and they flew us all over the fucking world to figure out what we was doing. 26 million. It was in the fucking newspaper. I had people calling me that I worked with for a decade. I'm so fucking proud of you. You have no idea. And keep in mind, I haven't been posting any of my content on Facebook because I'm afraid of losing more people. So when you wonder why I'm like a solo show, why my wife's not on here, why other people in my life haven't stepped up is because they probably haven't discovered me yet. They don't know that this exists because I'm afraid to have people find out and them disagree with me and me continue to lose people. Uh, so like a Marine that I met since I've been home, um, he and I've helped him when he was down and we've maintained contact over time. He contacted me having found my show and he told me that he disagreed with me and I had to square him away a little bit and say like you're wrong, this is what this is, and just keep it moving. And it's like it's shit like that that makes me not want to get to know people. Makes it really hard to like add people to the fold when I'm just afraid of finding out who you really are. Because I'm pretty fully fleshed out character, I think. Like I think I'm consistent. I'm consistently the same person. And I try to not think and speak emotionally. I try to base how I feel on like what is correct, right? Like free Palestine, like Slava Ukraini, right? Like it's fucking crazy and treasonous in my eyes for the US to be siding with Russia after spending the last however long funding Ukraine's defense of their land. Yeah. Or just to see people that have no self-awareness and are not willing to be held accountable. And like when I get held to task or taken to task, I accept it. Either one of the things that I've learned is they probably really needed that. It probably felt really good to correct me, right? They probably get off on that shit. Um, that's what I think. Along with like I'm wrong and I should just like accept that I'm fallible and deserve correction, right? So I can feel all those things. Say none of them except my tongue lashing. Is that all? Okay. Just make sure that your applause is as loud as your correction. One of the things that I frequently have to tell leadership is that if after every action is correction and there's never applause, there's never celebration, how long do you think I'm going to do the actions at all? Do you think I'm going to do it? I'm going to do this forever? I'm going to quit. If there's no reward, I'm going to quit. Okay? So that's going to make it very hard to grow the Socialist Party. We should be working on digitizing our logo. I think digitizing our logo will give us even more credibility. We'll have the it's so confusing and frustrating to me at 65. The USA now sides with Russia. Jesus Christ, I have to remember not to say USSR. What's what's the worst part about all of this? So check this out. From CBC in Canada, Ontario is gonna drop a 25% surcharge on US bound electricity starting Monday. British, Jesus. Hey. British Columbia is going to toll US trucks traveling through to Alaska. Oh. War heroes and military firsts are among 26,000 images flagged for removal in Pentagon's DEI purge. Fucking makes me sick. Immigrant couple gets $80,000 in damages from former landlords who threatened to call ICE. So make sure that you bookmark this and send this to your immigrant friends. Make sure that you know your rules, that you travel in packs. What? What did I say, most women? Who said most women? Bookshelves. What are you talking about? Zelensky getting even more. I thought it was Make America Great Again, not Make the USSR again. European Space Agency. Yeah. The world's preparing against Russia. They're preparing to fight Russia without us. And remember, the U.S. military has its own code of justice. Donald Trump is the commander in chief, and he can absolutely issue orders that violate the UCMJ and are not all lawful order. Definitely good job. Yep. Use your money power. Yep. See, this is the shit that bothers me so much. Israel fears sharing intelligence with U.S. due to Trump's rapprochement with Putin. How the fuck are we so willing to give Israel all this fucking money And they are the most turncoat ass people. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm not a fan of fucking Israel. Okay? Well, they can't just put our military on their team. So, you got to understand, I believe the population in Russia is like 1.2 billion. I believe their military is big. Part of being big is being visible from space. And then ultimately, I sincerely doubt the U.S. military goes to fight alongside Russia. Sincerely doubt that. One of the things that I think about a lot is how the U.S. military. Well, let me back up a little bit. The right has demonized military service. So white Christian nationalists don't typically come from the military. When I was on active duty, the population of women, people of color was lower than it is now. And that's a good thing. More diversity is better. Diversity of thought, good, generally. Still right and wrong. Right and wrong still exists. Diversity of thought still good. Okay? Here's the problem I have with Donald Trump incensing veterans is that veterans solve problems a lot differently. Frequently things explode and people die. So that's why I've been making the content I've been making saying, listen, I was in the Marine Corps infantry during a time of war. I ain't no fucking war hero, but I know some. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Everybody wants to be a cowboy, but this ain't the wild, wild west. This game has fucking rules. Don't get yourself fucking arrested plotting the fucking death of an elected official. Not in this administration. Yeah, he doesn't have that authority either. Remember, Donald Trump, as president of the United States, does not have the power of the purse. And Republicans have said in the last 24 to 48 hours, hey, man, you need our help. Doge needs our votes to get things done. Okay, so again, infighting, right? This is why I don't understand what the Democrats are doing. Like, the Republicans are fucking stupid. Doge, fucking stupid. Elon Musk, Donald Trump, stupid as fuck. Y'all could be kicking their fucking ass. How come you're not? How come the only people lashing out, AOC, Jasmine Crockett, Bernie Sanders, not entrenched Democrats? I think the longer this goes on, not only is it the death of the Republican Party, Democratic Party ain't looking either. It ain't looking good. Democrat Party don't look good right now. They look unorganized and they have no leadership. Who's the head of the Democratic Party? Is it Ken Martin? A white boy? Not when they're voting to censure, right? Not when they're voting to censure fucking Al Green, the only one that had the nuts to speak out during this chicanery, right? Is that even the right word? Your boy. And like I said, whatever her name was that was holding the sign next to Donald Trump when Lance Gooden ripped it out of her hand, I'm just letting you know I'm putting this knuckle right here on your nose. Bah! I'm telling you, I can't be an elected official. I would throw hands. A black man with a cane stood up and spoke out. Hmm. 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 Traitor. This is traitor shit right here. Trump team meets with Zelensky's political rivals in apparent bid to remove him from power. U.S. grid operators scramble over Canadian electricity imports. Holy shit. I wonder if Trump administration did this too. Administrative request. U.S. satellite company Maxar reportedly cuts off Ukraine's access to imagery. So you wonder how Ukraine was able to defend itself because a U.S. company called Maxar was providing them with satellite imagery. And it looks like less than 1 hour ago. That's a hot topic, Jared. It just came down the pipe. See, I'm the world news. It's for me. It's world news, politics, news. I'm on 5051 and Protest Finder USA. Here's an Iraq War veteran. This is one of my brothers talking about um, the VA, and I will speak on that. So I try not to. So I'm not a combat veteran, and there's plenty of small-minded people that think less of service members if they didn't kill someone or weren't in the vicinity of someone who was killed. So I tend to not dip my toe in the veteran water, because the first question everybody asks is, "Did you deploy? Do you have a combat action badge?" Right? And you're just like, "Fucking no!" Like 1.5% of all the people that ever served fucking saw combat. Plenty of distinguished service people never saw combat. And no, I'm not a war hero, and I don't pretend to be one. And again, heavy is the head that wears the crown. And there are plenty of combat veterans that if you met them, it's the saddest shit you've ever seen in your life. Because again, heavy is the head that wears the crown. And it's a crown of thorns, one for each body you take. But yeah, I think it's awfully troubling to be cutting 80,000 VA employees, many of whom are veterans themselves, in an effort to privatize healthcare for veterans to get them to pay the bill. I just happen to believe they already paid the price, and that's the reason that we shouldn't be privatizing veteran healthcare. Service isn't service is not compulsory or mandatory. It's a choice. It's a decision that you make um, about what is best for you and your country. Um, One of the things that I remember vividly in my time on active duty in the Marine Corps was studying governments and politics and learning about the different types of economies and the different types of uh, political ideologies and political parties and becoming very politically aware and aware of who pulls the strings. Most people could barely handle the fucking day job, much less also be completing as many of these MCIs and helping other people complete their MCIs so they can get fucking promoted. Because I was a Lance Corporal when I got to the fleet. I already was a E3. I was like a senior Lance. Aw. I always called myself a Lance Colonel. Because I sat in the office and I got in trouble all the time for bumping coffee mugs with a captain and fucking chilling. Because the dude was a college athlete and I played college football. We can't be. But yeah. Yeah, they fired a bunch of vets and shit. Yep. Shit pisses me off. It was already a tight ship. The VA is already a tight ship. I haven't seen my therapist in 6 months because of their availability. Because I'm no longer a priority now that I have a VA rating. The VA rated me, so the VA doesn't think I need treatment. But it's because poverty is what you're trying to lift people out of. Speaking of poverty, many of the people that I talk to are at what I would call like the end of their financial rope. And their credit cards are maxed out or are nearly maxed out. Their monthly payment on their unsecured credit card and other unsecured debt, like personal loans, payday loans, some unsecured student loans, if you've got a repossessed car. Okay. If you're at the end of your rope and bankruptcy's on your horizon, hey, I can actually help you get out of debt and save money on all that money that you're spending. You know, people I talk to every day are spending $500 or more a month on credit card and unsecured debt. And with climate change here, you need the money to build a garden, to put up solar panels, enough to power your neighbors' homes. You need to get to know your neighbors. That'll get walked back, just like all those other firings have been walked back. He doesn't really have that authority, and I don't think many of his firings have actually stuck. Remember, his MO is chaos. What you're seeing is ineffective leadership. They don't have policy plans and ideas that benefit the American people. So they treat it like a business. There are people out there that are saying Donald Trump and Elon Musk are just doing whatever you would do when you take over a business. You get rid of all this extra fluff. You focus on doing the main thing. What is the main thing? Well, the Elon Musk, it's giving Elon Musk money in the form of government contracts. One of the things that you learn about while you're on active duty is OGAs, and you learn about the MIC, the military industrial complex. And understand that, and I just want to be truthful. Thousands and thousands of people that I care about have died over the last 20 plus years for fucking no reason. I'll say it. Um, some of the best people you'll ever meet in your life laid it all on the line for this fucking country for nothing. And if there's anything, if there's any group of people that we ought to be really fucking careful with, it's people that had nothing, gave it everything they had, and got nothing in return. You ought to be real careful. And I'm not saying that as somebody that's going to get zooted and suited and Rudy Tooty and pew pew, and I'm not. Violence isn't the answer, it's the problem. But here's the thing, there's a lot of people out there that are just fine being a problem to a problem. And that's what I would warn anyone against. Because when they don't have the access to eliminate the problem, history will just repeat itself. Mass shootings, whatever. And that's what I'm ultimately afraid for my fellow countrymen. Is that this president's actions are going to send one too many veterans over the edge, and a bunch of people are going to die, and the right will do what they always do, and that's make it about them. And they'll take his side no matter what, and the media will tear him apart. And I just want to tell all the veterans that see this, I know that he's the president, and I know that his face and his words are everywhere. Tune him out. Get off of Facebook, Threads, IG, get Messenger off of your phone, get rid of WhatsApp, get rid of Twitter, get rid of Amazon. Stop doom scrolling. It's time to save the world. You know, we have bigger, more important things to do. I have to think about this. Once I'm one of those people where I can be affected, and it's going to change my behavior or my approach to something. Within the past year, I was in the last year of college again, getting a degree again, this time in data analytics from Purdue. And long story short, I literally was sitting in a class one night and I realized how much I fucking detested these conversations that we're having, and I cannot do this shit for a job. Instead of quitting the program, I decided that I could get a degree in data analytics from Purdue, complete the transition to teaching program, and become a STEM teacher. Seems like a good job, Jared. Mm-hmm. The problem was first when I went to look for jobs as a STEM teacher in Indianapolis, I found that those roles were not real and that they were not created to outside hire. And I actually was not meant to see that. That was meant to be an internal hire only. And sure, it's completely legal to do that. It's legal to hire, promote, and hire from within, right? But I started doing the financial research on what do STEM teachers make. And understand, I want to be a high school football coach, a head football coach. That's the fucking dream. To have a captive audience daily that will do whatever you fucking tell them to do. And your intentions are pure. Right? Like you only want that what is absolutely best and correct for them. And I'll actually do it. You like the Black Panthers? I'll cook your kids fucking breakfast. How about that? Because I want to make sure that they're taken care of like they've never been taken care of. And it starts when you're young. If you have that type of leader in your life and you're a little fucking kid, you're really going to want what that person's providing, right? Not only does he want you to have fun, right? Want to make sure that you have the proper tools for the job. And unfortunately for kids, it doesn't involve money very often, but it tends to involve food. And one of the things that I learned in data analytics is focus on the big numbers. Stop focusing on the little minutia. You got big problems, fix the big problems first, because there's too many people tackling little problems, right? Well, 68% of men, that's over 2/3, play video games. And so not only has been video games been my hobby my whole life, other than sports, but I want to be a high school football coach for boys who primarily just play video games. And it's like being fluent in languages they speak. Perfect for fucking high school kids, right? I hope I'm making sense. And people are like, fuck yeah. But ultimately, I don't want to be a fucking teacher. Just so that's been said. I don't want to be an educator. I want to be a football coach. More power. And again, people say like absolute power corrupts absolutely. You have to understand what my mission is. And I think maybe I haven't told you what my mission is. It's not to found the American Socialist Party. It's not to be a politician. It's not even to be a head football coach. While I was on active duty, my battle buddy was murdered. His name was R.J. Rady. He got an other than honorable discharge. And he doesn't deserve that. And so I'm doing all of this shit, hoping if I can make a big enough impact, maybe they'll change his other than honorable discharge to an honorable discharge. So, I don't have anything to hide. I really don't. I don't have skeletons in my closet. I don't have kids. I generally try to protect kids from other shitty adults. And they're fucking everywhere. And there's a reason why I haven't even put this shit on fucking Facebook. Because you know how many people I'd have coming at me feeling like I'm talking about them? But I appreciate that y'all have been here with me and that we found a community of people that, we can sit in the same room and talk about stuff and generally get along. So I appreciate I don't know if I say it enough, but I mean to. I mean to say like, hey, I appreciate the fuck out of y'all. You make the show, the chat is what makes this show. So, if you ever had any doubts of why this feels good, why we wake up every day and it's the same, feels like the same group of people every day, is because we found a community together. Fuck, man. Germany issues a warning for transgender and non binary people traveling to the US. One of my very best friends is a trans person. And I don't often think about the things I would do to protect her. I don't often think about what I would do to protect that. Donald J. Trump highway failed in the Arizona Senate. Love it. Ooh. Ooh. JD Vance's downfall's coming soon. Ooh. 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 Ooh, is it Friday? It feels like Friday. Like I woke up this morning, I was hot. I was so mad. I saw Justin Trudeau saying that he's a Zionist, and I was just like, "Oh my God, this is why I don't want to have friends." The more I get to know motherfuckers, I'm just like, "Oh my God." Fortunately, I think that's a deep fake. Okay. This article from the Washington Post is fucking hilarious. Um, the media bent the knee, kissed the ring, and licked the boots of Donald Trump. They're failing, and they want everyone to come back to them and save the press. Fuck the press. Fuck mainstream media. You created this monster. You have ooh is that the word I want to use? You have promulgated Donald Trump. Mainstream media did this shit. Yeah. Yeah. Promoter make widely known. Oh yeah. I'm on it today. I used some fucking words today. You know what I mean? If anybody needed that. Were they all P words, or is that just my brain going one too far? But yeah, there's no going back. I'm never turning on the news. Nope. Let them fucking burn. Independent media forever. I'm all about like the AP, Reuters, right? The people that kept telling the truth despite, right? Wait, what did Joanne say? Get that baby. All right. Hey, have a good day. Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.